He's single, male, drives a Ferrari, and his many splendid career in everything from IT to property finds the man known as FD to his friends living here. His house sums up the character of someone in love with adrenaline sports. A former skydiver who, when he isn't flying around the world, lives in a place where you feel your feet will barely touch the ground.
Wow, this is something I could get used to. What an incredible view. You have the prime location.
Oh, thanks. It's come out nicely. There was an old house here that when I started looking at buying a place in Cape Town, old smaller house here, this was actually the roof. And once I came and looked at it and I got on the roof and saw this, you've got green belt around you, you've got the school in front and basically almost 300 degrees of either ocean or forest or mountain views. And fell in love with it there and then. And from there the project began. I had to get the architects and the teams involved. But today it's one of those things that I can look back at and say, most things in life you always dream of a 10 out of 10 and get 8 out of 10, but this was probably the other way around. It exceeded what I expected.
With the school in front of you, it's such a bonus that no one can obstruct your view.
Yeah, well, that was part of the reason of buying the old site was, in the summer, lying out here, watching the whales jump, in the summer months is quite special. I'm a big lover of nature, so for me it just doesn't get any better.
With a home like this, you must want to share it with others.
Yes, I do. Especially in the summer, the sun's out here, we lie on the deck, the pool's here, the bar, which is my favorite place. The fire pit in the evenings we can put on and sit and drink a bit of wine. Yeah, I get a lot of fun out of entertaining people, no doubt.
What was your vision when you decided to build this luxury home?
I wanted something timeless that could last, but epic at the same time. If you go through the house, you'll see there's a fair amount of art in the house. I love art, I collect art over time. But even the house itself is architecturally, in my mind, quite artistically done, which, very much fits in with my personality and what I love about the place.
Interpreting FD's multifaceted character in a building was a challenge taken up by architects Tamaryn Fourie and Thaabe Ramabina.
How did the two of you approach FD's brief?
Well, it was a fairly challenging site with the longest boundary being on a relatively busy road. And naturally we needed to maximize the views. So we elevated the main living and what became known as the ground floor to the previous level of the existing house. And then we fractured the structure to allow the north light to penetrate through onto the external terrace area.
Automated blinds on the floor-to-ceiling glass ensure the glare is never overpowering.
The house has got 3 levels and it was a steepish site. You come in from the rear of the property into a fabulous double volume entrance area with a monolithic stair wrapping its way up through the center of it. And then you arrive at the main living area, the lounges and the kitchen, and everything has a spectacular view.
For such an active though busy man, it helps that FD has his own in-house gym on the ground floor. The contemporary Atlantic seaboard design and architecture makes room for a sun-kissed mini garden and quirky lounger. An ingenious technique brings natural warmth to the concrete structure.
The wall, it looks like wood, but it's actually concrete, right?
Yes, funny you should mention that. We used natural timber paneling and we lined the shuttering prior to pouring the concrete. And once the concrete had cured and we removed the shuttering, we were left with this beautiful textured finish, which we've used as a theme and taken it throughout the house in all the concrete work, both externally and internally.
It's quite high up here.
Yes, that's the entrance level, which is at the lowest level of the house. The monolithic staircase, which winds its way up to the highest level. It has wonderful safety glass balustrades, and if you don't feel like taking the stairs, you can always use the lift.
If you're lucky enough to be a guest, then you get to luxuriate in one of these Oceanview Suites, which even most 6-star hotels couldn't match.
Well, this is one of the many ensuite bedrooms, and what we particularly like about this room is the incorporation of mirrors on either side of the headboard, which reflect the natural Atlantic seaboard and the mountains beyond, and really give a sense of a 360-degree view.
Off every guest's dressing room lies an ensuite bathroom, where you bathe as much in sunlight as you do in water. And then there's FD's personal space.
Well, welcome to the master bedroom.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yes, we had a lot of fun in this area. We chose to centrally position the bed so that one could really experience expansive views. And the shape of the bed picks up the bulkhead above. And in the corner, we've incorporated a fireplace with a customized Core-10 flue to warm up those winter nights. The house is also fully automated, with each room having its own tablet to control various elements such as the blinds, the curtains, the retractable TV, the fireplace, and of course the lights.
For Thaabe Ramabina, it's about constantly finding new ways to excite the imagination.
So Jade, one of the unique features about this house is this glass floor. Light comes from the roof, allowing light all the way down to the terrace, and sometimes could even spy on your guests.
Well, thank goodness no one's down there at the moment, otherwise they'd be spying on me. I couldn't help noticing that suspended bed. I think I could just lie there forever.
Is there any better way to enjoy a gorgeous sunset?
Once a year, our host invites 400 guests to party here, and you'll find him behind his weathered copper bar with its laser-cut aluminium backscreen.
FD, it feels like I've walked into a Manhattan cocktail lounge.
Oh, thank you. That was the idea when we designed this copper bar. New York's a special place to me, so sort of tried to create a Manhattan sort of cocktail lounge feeling, with a view.
Well, cheers to your brilliant minds and what you created.
Thank you.
Whichever woman FD chooses to change his status from single to in a relationship will need to be rather special.